Right, we're going to talk about star delta starters. Now, if you haven't heard of star delta starters, but you work in electrical systems, it may be that you're from the United States or somewhere like that, in which case you probably know it as a Y delta starter. Right, now star delta starters or Y delta starters are a method used to start large three-phase motors such as induction motors while reducing the starting current. So small and medium size motors can use direct online or DOL, which we've talked about in the previous video. Now larger motors use star delta or Y delta, and the reason for this is to reduce the high starting current of the large three-phase motor. So when a motor starts, the windings are connected in a star or Y configuration, reducing the voltage applied to each winding. This lowers the starting current to approximately 1/3 of the current that would be drawn during direct online starting. So by using the star delta or Y delta starter method rather than direct online, we're reducing the initial current when we start the large induction motor. This is important, otherwise you're going to have huge switches, huge wiring to cope with the large amount of current that the motor would draw if it was connected in a direct online configuration, starter configuration. So the star delta starters then are, when you start them, they're connected in a star or Y configuration. When I say star or Y configuration, I'm talking about the windings. Inside an induction motor, for instance, you've got inside a three-phase induction motor, even you have 3 sets of windings. So it's connecting each of these 3 sets of windings. So that's 6 connections coming off it. It's connecting them in a Y. It's connecting them in a star configuration. This reduces the voltage applied to each winding and lowers the starting current to approximately 1/3 of the current that would be drawn during direct online starting. Once the motor reaches 80 to 90% of its full speed, the starter automatically changes to a delta configuration. When we say a delta configuration, we're talking about the way the windings are connected. Think of delta as like a triangle. I'm in a triangle configuration rather than a star. Now, in delta mode, the motor receives full line voltage and can deliver its rated power and torque. So, while we're in star or Y configuration, you haven't got the maximum power and torque from the motor, but we use it because it draws less current on startup, therefore needing less smaller switches, smaller wiring, because you're drawing less current. Right, star delta starters are commonly used in large motor applications such as pumps, compressors, fans, conveyors, and other industrial machinery to reduce electrical stress during startup. So, just to recap, a star delta starter is the same as a Y delta starter. It just depends where in the world you come from. And we use them to reduce the initial startup currents in the wiring and switches. So we use them to reduce the initial startup currents while the motor gets going. And once it gets going, it switches from a star configuration to a delta configuration, allowing you to have your maximum power and torque from the motor. I hope this helps explain. If I've not made anything clear, please feel free to ask me and I'll explain it in a bit more detail. Thanks for watching.